Welcome, Diecast fans. I'm Tom Spanners Watson.
And I'm Frank the Guru Gibbs.
And welcome to Echo City Chaos Canyon.
And if you remember the end of last season, we lost 6 drivers off the list because they couldn't keep up with Caveman. And so tonight, we've got 24 drivers competing for 6 spots.
We've got some old faces, some new faces, some old cars, and some replacements, so it's going to be interesting. And of course, we've got the Mustang Memorial for Poor Justice starting soon, but more on that later.
All of these drivers are hungry. Some of them were on the list and lost their spot at the end of last season, so they want back on, but they've got a lot of racing to get through to get back in there.
And of course, with the change in track, there is also some traffic.
Well, it wouldn't be Chaos Canyon without some chaos, right?
We were going to close the roads, but where's the fun in that?
Exactly, mate. Just how I like it. And not only are those trucks and that bus big, they're also pretty quick.
And speaking of quick, we better have a look at where the finish line is for this race.
So just like the previous canyon, the finish line is at the start of the crossing, but thanks to Jai the tech guy, he's also hacked the billboard and turned it into a race timer, so we're going to have lap times, and he's also hacked a couple of security cameras and the start lights in the tunnel, so we even get a countdown to the start.
First into the gate today, we've got Azure Phoenix driven by Matty Brewer, and he's going up against JB in Healthy Scratch.
A lot of pressure on these first 2 drivers. They're going to set the tone for the whole night.
Well, both these drivers are seasoned competitors at the Canyon, but this is their first run down the new track. As we get ready, the lights are on red. Here we go, yellow, and they're away on green.
Looks like a bit of nerves there as both drivers plough into the outside barriers.
We head into the first dogleg. Matty Brewer getting a bit of a drift there, but Healthy Scratch races out to a solid lead, but he blows the exit to the corner. That slows JB right down. That's giving Matty Brewer a chance to catch up, but he can't do it. And JB posts the first official time on the track.
Crikey, JB was close to blowing it there, but look at Matty Brewer here trying to pull off a drift. He got the entrance okay, but he just clipped the apex of the corner and that slowed him down. And then JB pulled a little bit too violently across, slammed into the sidewall, bounced off, and then you got Matty Brewer in the background doing some stunt driving.
Congratulations, JB and Healthy Scratch. First official time, 18.381.
Is it a fast time or a slow time? We'll have to find out.
Next up, we've got Reaper driven by Lone Star. He is going up against Kit KM in the Charm.
This is Kit's 3rd vehicle in the Outlaws after a series of very unfortunate events that saw 2 of his cars being destroyed through no fault of his own.
Yeah, not through his fault, but one of them was your fault.
What? No, it wasn't me. That was just a faulty control on the car crusher.
Well, Kit's put the hammer down through the outside lane there. Nice move around the outside, but he slows down through the exit. That allows Reaper to catch right up to him. Kit finding the gas again. Gets a good line through the last corner and will take the win. And it looks like he's posted a faster time than JB.
Kit was very lucky there. You'll see here as he comes around, he slows right down. But luckily for him, Reaper had spun himself around and had to barrel down in reverse. But Kit came with a very quick time, 16.424. That's almost 2 seconds quicker than JB.
That is a huge difference in time. But is Kit quick or is someone else going to beat him? Let's find out how Nux and Griffin Cross do.
Griffin Cross driving Broken Wings has broken my heart so many times on the old Canyon track. I wonder if he can keep it together tonight.
Cross has had some patchy performance in the past. God, that's not easy to say. But we're about to find out if he can sort himself out. He gets underway. They're pretty even as they head into the first corner. Griffin Cross with a sneaky maneuver around the outside, gets out to a huge lead. Oh, but he blows it.
And there he goes, breaking my heart again.
Nux doesn't care that there's a car in the way as he barrels through, heading for the finish line. He's already won. Based on the outlaw rules, if you end up on your roof, you're out. But he obviously wanted to see it all the way through anyway.
That was such a superb overtake there from Griffin Cross. I really thought he had it. Look at that lead. Nux isn't even in the picture, but he just cooked it going into the turn there. Went sideways, bounced off the wall, and then Nux, brutal drive, just bashes him out of the way and takes the win.
I'd say that's probably going to be one of the slowest times of the night, but he'll still walk away with the win and move into the next round.
Now this new car, Rust Bucket, is driven by Fractal Panda. He's traded in Still Rolling for this beast, and we've got Marcus Firegon in Impalinator 2, another new ride for us.
Yeah, both these drivers have been at the Canyon for some time, and because they weren't on the list, they decided to switch out their cars now in the hopes of getting some improved performance. Let's see if it paid off.
I'm really surprised that Fractal Panda traded in Still Rolling. That Mustang was super quick based on the RTR car, although look at that, he's out pretty quick here as well, leaving Marcus Firegon behind.
Fractal Panda racing out to a huge lead here. Gets it wrong in the third corner. Here comes Marcus Vying. Marcus Vying with that last minute overtake.
Wowzers, what a finish. What a brilliant drive here from Marcus Vying. He was well behind, but he just didn't give up, and he could smell the blood in the water when Fractal Panda spun out there. And look at this, he absolutely gives it the beans and rips past him right on the finish line. And then a nice celebratory barrel roll right after the finish.
Fantastic stuff there from Marcus Vying, and I bet Fractal Panda is screaming.
Oh yeah, he definitely won't be happy with that. But I do think Russ Bucket's got a promising future because he seemed pretty quick to begin with.
So Marcus Vying moves through to the next round in Impalinator 2 with a 17.789 time.
Now the A team retired Mother Kanaka and they've replaced it with Scapegoat driven by Indy Rain, and he's going up against the Baroness, the replacement for the Governor from Rubber Toe.
Rubber Toe from Monster Motorsports, well known in the diecast community as a very quick builder. He's won a number of competitions.
Well, let's see if any of that's rubbed off on the Baroness.
Phrasing, Frank, phrasing.
What? I just meant maybe he'd put some of his secret sauce on the Baroness.
Can you stop it?
Well, you can't stop the Baroness by the look of it. Look at that, she is flying.
Well, you're not wrong there. Rubber Toe out to a massive lead. Can he hold it together? Nice line through that final corner, and what a time!
He was going flat out like a lizard drinking.
A sub-16 time. That is the quickest of the night, and he added in a little drift there as well.
Unlike Indy Rain, who apparently got confused between a left-hand turn and a right-hand turn, but congratulations, Rubber Toe, you've definitely set the time to beat.
Yeah, I'd say you're right, mate. That it looks like a tough time to beat based on the other times so far, but maybe Stomping Tom and the Cure or Wally Champ and Old Dirty can do something about it.
Wally Champ did have all sorts of problems with the old Canyon track, but there's no jump in this one, so maybe he can get it together.
And Stomping Tom Chevelle has had some patchy performance as well, but when he's on form, he can be hard to beat.
He is the only car in the competition with rubber wheels, but he did do something special to them to make sure they'd run quick.
But not as quick as Wally Champ, apparently. Old Dirty getting out in front. Well, gets a little bit loose into that second corner. As he runs down, he spins himself around and will take the win.
Can we just go back to that last corner and find Stomping Tom? What actually happened to him there? So you got Wally Champ spinning himself around, and then it looked like Stomping Tom tried to get a bit of a drift on, but he overcooked it and then just stalled out.
And a very respectable time there from Wally Champ, 16.047. He currently has the second fastest time, but up next we've got TKO driven by Boxer and Petite Meow driven by Cat Pirate.
Cat Pirate, of course, was on the list, but was knocked off by Caveman, and I know he definitely wants back on the list, but can TKO deliver the knockout blow?
Boxer's definitely no slouch, and he does have suspension in his car, so will that help or hinder him on the new track?
I don't know if the suspension's slowing him down or if Cat Pirate's just lightning quick, but look at that lead.
Cat Pirate with a perfect line so far. Looks like he's going to be challenging Rubber Toe for the lead. Oh no, he spins out on that third corner and Boxer just whips right by him.
Cat Pirate was on for an absolutely blistering time, but it looks like he choked on a hairboard coming through that last turn. That allowed Boxer to slip right by him.
That's incredibly disappointing for Cat Pirate, but Boxer will be very happy to take that win and move on to the next round.
Now Boxer posted a 17.234 time, and he was well behind, so imagine what time Cat Pirate would have posted.
Another very quick car is Standard Deliver, driven by Dick Turpin from Redline Salvage Inc., and he's going up against Bad Apple, driven by Sweet Tea.
As you know, I'm a big fan of the Charger, but Sweet Tea has had some problems on the old Canyon track. Again, there's no jump in this one, so maybe she'll do okay.
Well, even without the jump, I've got to say there's a few cars that seem to be struggling tonight.
I think it's just that they're not used to so many corners, mate.
And there's a huge challenge going into the first big corner, but Standard Deliver gets out clean. Looks like Bad Apple may have stalled out in that first dog leg, and Dick Turpin just running away with it here, takes a clean win.
These two drivers were so tight going into that first corner, and Bad Apple tried to swing it to the inside, but unfortunately just overcooks it a bit and stalls out, handing the win to Dick Turpin.
Wowzers. I didn't know Dick tried to take out the billboard.
Crikey, we've only just moved in and he's already destroying the place.
Well, that's okay. It's only MCP property.
Oh, that's right. Rick Johansson will have to pay for that.
Next up, it's the Battle of the Trucks. It's Big Mike and Uglier Betty, the replacement for Ugly Betty, and he's going up against Horthen Sung driving Munted.
Horthen Sung's traded in Jailbreak, which was a crowd favourite, but let's see if he's got more pace in this truck.
Jailbreak definitely looked cool, but yeah, it was a little bit slow.
Well, plus the driver couldn't see through the busted windscreen.
And Horthen Sung out with a huge lead, gets a big drift through that first corner, goes a little bit too big, is now backing down the track, trying to keep it together. Big Mike nowhere to be seen. Horthen Sung straightens up the truck, gets it going in the right direction, and posts a very good time of 17.464.
This would have been absolutely epic if he'd pulled it off. He was so close, but just didn't have quite enough pace. I think he'd yanked the handbrake too much, a lot like Mike who parked up there.
I think we're definitely going to have to keep an eye on Munted. Even going in reverse, he posted a good time.
If he can keep it straight in the next round, he's got a good chance of beating Rubber Toes time.
So we've got Huggy Butt driving Death Cab now, going up against Cody Wilson driving Parabellum.
Now, Parabellum's another car that can be super quick if he can keep it together. Again, no jump on this new track, so maybe he's got a shot.
And to be fair, Huggy Butt seems to spend a lot of time looking for his next fear and doesn't concentrate on the racing enough.
Looks like Huggy Butt might be checking his phone because Cody Wilson's just running away with this one.
And Cody keeping it clean nicely through all the turns so far. Round the final turn, will take the win easily. And at least Huggy Butt makes it across the finish line.
Not as quick a time as I thought Cody was going to post, but still quite respectable for his first run.
Now, it's been a while since we've seen Idiot Luggage driving El Camino, and he's going up against Big Mac driving Vagabond.
Now, Vagabond is the only car in the field with a flame paint job, and as we all know, flames make your car go faster.
Well, no, it's the engine that makes the car go faster. You should know that.
Well, yeah, obviously, but if you got two cars that are the same horsepower, it's the flames that'll make the difference.
Well, let's check that theory. Vagabond getting out to a good lead here. Man, he is rocketing along. The Ute is nowhere to be seen. El Camino left in his dust, and Vagabond smokes Rubber Toes time. Wowzers!
See, I told you, proves my point. Flames make your car go faster. Look at that, he even got some air going over the finish line, and he did roll right at the very end, but look at that, a 14.327. That's almost a full second quicker than Rubber Toe, who was smoking the rest of the field.
Well, Vagabond absolutely stamping his mark on the field. As we go to the last race, it's Hags the Cat driving Big Booty versus Grime Lord driven by Cortez, a new driver to the Canyon.
Grime Lord, I love it. What a classic name for a car.
Well, a clever name is one thing, but this is about racing. And do either of these drivers have what it takes to take down Vagabond?
Well, it looks like Hags the Cat's found the accelerator pedal. Look at that. Oh no, she spun around.
That's definitely going to slow her down. That tiny back window must be difficult to see out of. Manages to get around that last corner and will take the win, albeit with a much more pedestrian time than Vagabond with 18.784.
So looking at who's going through to the next round, you've got Healthy Scratch versus the Charm, Bane versus Impalinator 2, and the Baroness versus Old Dirty. And you've got to figure the Baroness is a key one there. And then you've got TKO versus Stand and Deliver, Munted versus Parabellum, and Vagabond versus Big Booty.
Well, looking at those times, you've got to figure Vagabond's going to clean up Big Booty, but this is the Canyon and anything can happen.
And it usually does.
We hope you've enjoyed this first race on the new track. Leave us a comment to let us know what you think about it.
I must say, I'm really surprised that no one ran into the trucks or the bus. They were driving through the whole tournament, and it was just pure luck that there were no big accidents.
There is still plenty of action to come from the Canyon. We've got the Mustang Memorial Tournament starting very soon. That is a charity event for Poor Justice.
Fantastic charity, that one.
So make sure you tune in and check that one out. If you've enjoyed the video, remember to hit that like button, and why not share it with your friends. Alright, that's enough from us tonight. Thanks very much for watching. I'm Tom Spanners Watson. He's Frank the Guru Gibbs. We look forward to seeing you next time.